buzzer. We are live
Yeah.
for another edition of Who Are They Spin from the Reel. Once again, I am Matt, and joining me as always is Chris Anthony Lopez.
Yo.
I'm used to going this way to point to, and I have to go this way today.
No, we're rocking. It's Friday. We don't usually do shows on Fridays. We're usually Wednesday and we're done. But we had to cut the show short on Wednesday because
Business reasons.
we had some other things come up and some movies that Matt had to watch that will probably be covered on the channel sooner rather than later.
Already covered on Really Scared last night.
There you go. So we had there were some screenings and things, so we had to do that. But now we're here, and we felt like the show Wednesday was cut awfully short. So we're just gonna be more chill, more relaxed, talk about Spectacular because it was a kick-ass event. It truly was a spectacular event, and this was more so something that I wanted to do because I felt like there was so much we left off the table.
No, I agreed because you and I both felt that way. I was just I hate it, and I hated cutting it short. We had stuff that came up before, which if that stuff hadn't come up before, then we would have started earlier. And it's just you got to roll the punches.
It was a rough day all around, and either way, we wanted to make up for it today and actually talk Spectacular, and it's in the way we should be talking about it because honestly. I don't remember any type of event like this that I've been excited for. Probably, I don't know, WrestleMania, it matched that same hype to me. I was so excited to watch WrestleMania back in April, both days. And now during Spectacular last Saturday, which it's crazy. It's been almost a week now.
Yeah.
Now we get to and we just did it all in one sitting in 9 hours worth of stuff, 9 hours of content. And Matt and I got 9 hours worth of each other's faces while we watched the event.
With some Colin sprinkled in.
With some Colin Morris sprinkled in, with some Nick Mulbach sprinkled in throughout the day. So we watched the whole thing, and it was phenomenal. Matt, I want to start the conversation like this. Was there I know there have been great Spectaculars before. Out of all these Schmoedown pay-per-views, Spectacular is always the big one because that's the one they put all their chips on for it to be a great show. Was this Spectacular the best one you've seen, or are there other ones? I know people are throwing around the first one or the third one.
I was about to say for me, it's probably 3 is my favorite, but this is right behind it.
Yeah, God. 3.
And it's tough to I have to admit it's tough to say that.
Yes,
but awfully. The storylines that we had come into play with 3, you had the setup or the storylines that it set up because that's when Ben Bateman's I'm staying with Riley. He goes face. Yeah. We get the 5 Horsemen. Just everything that it leads up to. That's why 3 is just so important to me.
Maybe it's because of the year and the year that I've had watching Schmoedown, right? I honestly think that this might be my favorite Spectacular. It might be. It's like my favorite thing that Schmoedown's ever done. And I know it may be hyperbole to say that, but I'm thinking to myself, nothing. I don't remember being that excited for a pay-per-view like this. And maybe it's because we just started doing this show this year, and this is our first, big pay-per-view. We've covered throwdowns and all the Patreon stuff in between now and then, or then and now. But I just love this show, even though some things didn't pan out the way I thought they would. It's talk about story. It still set up things going forward, even though the future of season 8 and the factions and who's going to be in each faction is still up in the air. And I was just so enthralled with the event. Every single match had me tripping. When I watch these matches every week, I watch them. And rarely do I get anxious during a match. Rarely do I get anxious. Because it's either, I'm leaning towards the person who's winning the match, or if if whoever the victor is, let's say, oh, like, dang, that sucks, but they'll get him next time. But this time, it's the end of the season. Like, the stakes were there, like, and we're about to get a whole ass reset in a month, when the draft happens, and when we know by that, hopefully by the free agency special, we know where all the competitors are lying, at least in regards to the top threes. But it's going to be nuts. And the Spectacular Five set that standard. And what I've been saying is the most important season that the Schmoedown has ever had, season 7, they went above and beyond with all expectation. 1,000%. This, and we probably said it in April or May, like, oh, damn, they're going digital. Sheesh. Like, that might hurt the quality, That's going to hurt the quality of the show.
Boy, were we wrong about that.
Yeah, and some things get taken away, yes, but they made up for it in other aspects. It wasn't just like, oh, like Jen's not there to do interviews anymore, and they're not going to have the entrances proper, like coming in through the curtain and being in the studio at the desk, or at the table. But the match quality went up in the process, and who knows if we even get like a Star Wars tournament like that, or if the Intergeekdom tournament is as good as it was, or the singles tournament is as good as it was if it was still in studio. Because, damn, if they're still there, digital doesn't exist. And Adam Collins, like, where the hell is he, Like, he won the damn thing. He's the new champ now. And he might not even have been in the singles tournament if it wasn't as sad as it sounds for COVID. Like, it's some crazy shit.
Yeah, no. We've talked ad nauseum throughout this year about how digital has been great for the quality of matches. Like, I feel like we're repeating ourselves every week at this point, but it's so true.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But it's. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I'm not a wrestling guy, I've missed the story element, and I'm glad they gotten that back.
And they really doubled down on the things that, like, the stuff that we had been missing from, what was it, March or April to now. They really doubled down on that, like the story, all the story elements that were sprinkled throughout the show, whether it was Bateman and Riley and this proper splitting of who's the boss, going all the way to the end of the show with the Schmoedown, and people still theorizing what that's going to be, what that's going to look like, especially now that there are more developments in the story. Or if it's Kate finally just like dropping the accent and go and firing Grace, which Christian was more than happy to let her do that.
Yeah,
like it's all the little things in between, and how these competitors were just embracing. Yeah, on a Friday, isn't that crazy? But I loved this show. I really, really did, and maybe it's because there were not only the stakes for championships and W's, but the factions as well. Even though after Damon and Ace, it was clear who won the faction war of this year. Well, I don't want to say war, but the competition, right? It was still like the battle for second, the battle for third, and bragging rights going into next season. Because there were some factions that were out of it, for a majority of the season, but no one made the comeback that Corruption did, besides Corruption. Started from the bottom, and then they beat everyone else after the season, when the season ended. Who would have predicted that? I would love someone to pull up a receipt of a text, a DM, a tweet, a Facebook post of March, when they were to say Corruption will still win the faction competition at the end of the year. I would love to see that. And as much of a fan of Corruption as I am, like, I didn't like. It's like, yo, like, they were put in a bad spot to start, and it's like, geez, where the Finstock Exchange, where they're competing every other week,
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was almost their season to lose, especially with how the draft panned out. And Spectacular, they just set the bar so damn high going forward. And yeah, we sound like broken records every week because, like, it's true, and every single week doubles down on what we were talking about. Whether it's like the Star Wars division, and how like I had soap in my mouth after talking about Star Wars for as long as I was, and questioning the future of the division, if the tournament wasn't enough, that Star Wars match at Spectacular, it's like these are two titans of the division, because another storyline thing we got that I don't think we even mentioned on Wednesday was the stuff between Molly Damon, Laura Kelly, and Andrew DiMolanta.
Oh no, we didn't even touch on that.
So that's like the future of the Star Wars division. Those 5 people, and it's like, damn, like out of those 5, let alone the other names that were in the Star Wars tournament, sans Ken Knapsack, But we're gonna get and it was weird because maybe I just don't understand it. So DiMolanta was given a number one contender match, right?
Yeah, automatically. Even though he lost his last one, he has another number one contender match.
So he lost to Ace. They gave him number one contender shot. And then are Molly and Laura going to play each other?
I think.
Is that how they worded it?
Let me.
Because from what I understood,
I'm gonna pull up Spectacular on my secondary screen right here. And
okay. Yeah, because from what I understood when they were talking about it, it was like DiMolanta has a choice whether he wants to play, or Alex has a choice now that he's still the champ to play DiMolanta, or if DiMolanta has a choice to play Laura and Molly, or is it the winner of Laura and Molly plays DiMolanta, the winner of that plays Alex? So it's, oh god. But the craziest part was the fact that we got that cutscene. Like that was
moment when you realize you have to scrub through a 9-hour video.
Yeah, it's a long ass video. It's probably after the first hour because of the pre-show, and probably like another half hour.
No, because it was later on in the day. It was like midpoint of the day.
Was it? I thought it was after Star Wars.
No.
Oh, I might be getting my timelines mixed up. But either way, it was a shock seeing DiMolanta and him conveying his thoughts and how he was conveying them. And I think someone put it out on Twitter. I probably saw it that day when we were live tweeting off of the Spin from the Real Twitter. Follow us at Spin from the Real on Twitter. But it was dope. And seeing Molly and Laura show up.
There it is. Thank you, ASG 1982. Laura v. Molly. Alex decides if versus DiMolanta, and then that winner or both as a triple threat.
Oh, see, I like that. I like that. Okay, thank you, ASG. So that makes a lot more sense. It is way clearer in my brain. But we didn't even like touch on that on Wednesday, and I thought to myself like, damn, like that's a pretty big deal, because the future of Star Wars, again, with the whole pandemic changing the way Schmoedown's played, Star Wars benefited the most out of everybody. Like Star Wars was even though we hadn't seen a match since the tournament, like damn, Star Wars really, like they're really doubling down on the division after months and even years of people questioning the future of Star Wars and it being its own standalone division. I've seen theories even from Brad Gilmore on Coming Up Next, right? Or Rundown, either one, where he was talking about nixing the champion, still having a tournament or a tournament every year, but not doing a whole division dedicated around it. And maybe Brad just like but he put that in my brain, and I've been brainwashed ever since. But after watching that cutscene, after watching Alex do his thing, I'm like, damn, dude, Star Wars is really about to be the shit. It's really about to be the bomb on for the Schmoedown. Like whether Alex or DiMolanta beats Alex, which a lot of people are saying that, or if Ace comes back with a vengeance, Laura Kelly shouldn't be slept on. Molly Damon should be slept on. By the way, shout out to Alex and Molly for being in that Wired video. I saw that. It was funny as hell too. Good shit, y'all. So they really improved the hell out of the Star Wars division. And I credit all of it to that tournament. Like that tournament is where all this got kicked off. Yeah, Alex has been a champ. My favorite match in Schmoedown history is a Star Wars match. But besides, like since Whitwer went away, like,
it's the division's never really felt the same.
Yeah, it hasn't been the same, and like it's almost as if the excitement got sucked out of it, unless you were at that live.
Ferris, how you doing, sir? Ferris Mathana from the Let's Get Ready network. Nice to see you on here, sir.
What's going on, homie? But yes, or since the live event in Chicago where it was Scrimshaw and Alex, right? Like the excitement just hasn't been there. But then the tournament happened, and we got Ace.
Yeah.
Who's going to be a star, soon to be probably the star of that division, because he can dethrone Alex. He can.
I think we have a better chance of seeing Demolanta dethrone out Alex
And that's the
before we
popular
have it.
theory. That Demolanta, and
Yeah.
people were. Ace might have even said it, like, "Yo, Demolanta's the shit. Like, he's gonna be the bomb going forward."
Remember, Demolanta had a "Don't Tell Peter" moment when he played Ace. That's the equivalent of what happened there. It was a "Don't Tell Peter" moment. We were literally one question away from seeing this be Demolanta v Alex.
And people were saying throughout the whole season that Demolanta could be like, he's the future of Star Wars. That man, him, Laura, Molly, and the Star Wars division, Star Wars tournament made so many names, and that's what makes me the happiest about that. Because I remember when we first got it, it was we first started doing this show. Like, we just started doing this, and we were like monthly at that point. Like, we weren't even weekly.
Yeah, we skipped all of June because I forget, it was reasons.
Yeah,
reasons.
Yeah, reasons of what we'll say. Why? I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't remember what happened to us.
Oh, I know what it was. We were focusing on setting up really trivia.
Oh yeah, we did a fan league, which you can watch up there. But yeah, holy hell, we did do that. Damn, that was June. Either way, the Star Wars tournament made a bunch of stars, and it grew the division tenfold. And now, although Ace did not have the best showing, Ace could have had a significantly better showing if Solo didn't slip him up. Yeah. He kept up with Alex. He kept up with him. Like, what? Ace missed one question in the first round? One? Yeah. And that's it. So, although, and I've said in the show before, you have to start going perfect in your matches to succeed, especially title matches. You have to start going perfect.
Sorry.
So you're fine.
I got 4 hours of sleep. It's going to be a long day because we still have.
You watch Mando, like Mandalorian, that whole thing.
I had work at 5:30 in the morning. I may have watched that. You know who AB is? Give our boy Boggs some respect.
That's Boggs. I don't know who Boggs' YouTube handle is.
And yes, I am in Cleveland. I am always in Cleveland. I am repping Cleveland. I got my actually here. This was Cavs championship ring right there.
I thought that was a wedding ring. I'm like, damn, you're about to flash that right here on the show, like Matt. Like, yes, of course I'll marry you, but
no, I got Jenny for that.
Damn, you lost my train of thought. Well, what's up, Boggs? I didn't know that was your YouTube handle. But no, Star Wars is going to slowly take over the Schmoedown, truly, and especially if we have these great characters behind it. Although Laura Kelly may not be as corrupt as some of us may like her to be next season, or like we don't know the future of Molly Damon, the future of Ace. You know, like there are going to be some shufflings regarding the Star Wars, maybe even Demolanta. Who knows? Mm-hmm. So the only lock that we can say, we're not breaking any news, by the way, but I think Alex is going to stay with Roxy with the Stars, 1,000%. It's a given.
And Alex will always have a special place in our hearts because there we are.
Look at that! Oh my God! I can't believe Toby in the back, Jen in the back. What a great day!
There's Toby. There's Jen.
What a great day.
Toby looks so different nowadays. It's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. that was last April. Damn. That was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? So, damn. Okay. Besides that, the future of Star Wars definitely looks bright. It looks so GD bright. I am so looking forward to it. And that match at Spectacular gave me reason to be reinvigorated and to like reinvest myself in the Star Wars, because the tournament had been so long ago. I had forgotten a lot about the tournament or about what happened in the tournament, with the exception of Demolanta and Ace or Andres. And Andres coming out of that being the Cinderella story of the whole season, comeback player of the year, calling it right now, and then going to play Alex. And although the score does not reflect Ace's play truly, like when people look back at the score, it's like Ace played better than that. It's just some of the questions bested him, you know?
Yeah.
And some miswordings of that there were some things he misworded in his brain costed him. So that Star Wars match, a kick-ass way to start Spectacular. A kick-ass way. And it gave us the bright future of the division with that cutscene between Demolanta, Kelly, and Damon.
Yeah. I felt like Molly actually did have one of the better showings. She just ran into Demolanta.
Yeah, yeah. I had Molly. Yeah, I had Molly meet.
We
Lose
both
Demolanta.
had Molly winning it. We thought we were both.
Molly winning the whole thing. Oh, because we wanted Molly. We wanted Damon v. Damon. I remember that.
Well, not only that, we thought because she's the one who's studying with Alex all the time, she's a part of these Star Wars explained videos too. It's not just him. She has a very similar knowledge base.
And oh my god! And Alex, what he showed to us spectacular was that he's a dog. That's exactly what Alex, he's a dog, bro. He's eating everything. He's gonna eat everything his way. No one's gonna stop him unless the popular theory.
This is his wife.
He runs into Demolanta.
Or his wife.
Yeah, or Molly.
Why isn't our thing popping up? What the heck?
What's up?
Our overlay's not popping up.
Our overlay? You talking about the screen from the real one? The one that's on the screen right now?
Oh, it doesn't show on the screen for me, so.
Yeah. Like, what?
As long as it's showing up for one of us.
Cool. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, so that, oh God. Star Wars is going to be so exciting, and I can't wait for the future of that division. I really can't. As now, you got me. You converted me. I'm converted. I'm a converted Star Wars division fan. Please, sir, give me some more.
Oh, yeah, this was the guy who just, a couple months ago was like, I don't need the Star Wars division anymore.
Yeah, no, the receipts are there. I forget what show it was, but we definitely talked about the future of Star Wars, and I just wasn't a fan of the matches, how we didn't get matches all the time. But now Christian amended that. We're going to see more.
I was just about to say
next year.
Considering we're supposed to get 3 matches a week on top of three live events a month, which realistically means you can get 4 possibly. It's just like, dude, we better see, like, if those weeks it's 4, I want 1 match from each division. I want a Star Wars match. I want to. Well, actually, no, excuse me, because we're not doing teams to start off.
So now you have to do Star Wars.
Now you literally can do a match per division, one a week.
Yeah, and at the bare minimum, because obviously singles and interdictum are going to get more love, but at least give me 2 Star Wars matches a month at the very least. Sans live events and pay-per-views, so live events and pay-per-views. So I definitely
live.
But it's not the proper live event like how the picture you just flashed where there were 1,000 people in that building. That's not going to happen for a while. Where there are 1,000 people under one roof in Chicago, nonetheless. Jesus. So to move on from Star Wars, the match that happened after that was Brittany Young and Chris Jericho. I know there isn't too much to break down, at least like storyline wise, but I'm curious in your thoughts of bringing in like the celebrities.
Like I told you, to me personally, I don't view Brittany Young as a celebrity.
And I put that in air quotes.
I know, but I don't view her as a celebrity participant. I view her as a real participant in the Schmoedown. Jericho, to me, that's a celebrity participant. That's a celebrity participant.
It's an attraction.
You may get 2 to 3 appearances a year, and that's good enough. Especially
once. And I'm as excited as I am for like proper live events to come back and then to go back to theaters or the Comedy Store or whatever. I think that once the world's back to normal, whatever the hell that means, Chris Jericho's going to be a busy guy. Were you surprised Jericho hasn't pulled out a win yet?
Nope. Yes. Not at all.
Yes. He could have easily won that Smith match. He could have. He easily could have. But I'll get back to that in a second. But once the world gets back to normal, Jericho's going to be a busy guy. Not only is he with All Elite Wrestling, but he's with a band that constantly tours and does dates to the point where they did a show a couple months ago and got a lot of shit for it. So Chris Jericho's an awfully busy guy. Plus, he does like 2 podcasts a week. Granted, we do like 50, but still. So Jericho's a busy guy. He has multiple day jobs. And once we get back to normal, Jericho may not be as prominent. ASG in the chat, Jericho would win if he was playing Brett. Kevin Smith
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yes, I 1,000% agree with that sentiment.
But at the same time, the reason Kevin Smith got Brett and Jericho got Brittany Young is Brett was 1-0. Kevin was 1-0. Brittany was on 1. Jericho was on 1.
and we can kind of bunch those two matches together because since they feature the celebrities and Brett. Well, so Flirt and Flaus, who is a celebrity to me. So those two matches gave me similar vibes. And yeah, the records definitely played a part. Like, that's the reason why they're paired up together. But the quality of play, I would have loved to see Brittany Young and Kevin Smith play each other. And even now that Kevin's 2-0, I still kind of want him to play Brittany. Because Brittany and Jader's no slouch. Like, her losses to Jader Paramo, and Jader's pretty damn good. Like, for coming off of the golden ticket thing in Orlando, like that, A, it's a lot of pressure playing at the live event, and B, coming into the Schmoedown, playing Brittany Young, who was on Glow at the time when Glow was popping. R.I.P. Glow, we'll miss you dearly. And going into the singles tournament, like, Jader's no slouch.
No, he is no slouch.
Brittany had a tough match her first time around, and Jericho made her work for it too. Like, I'm shocked to answer Taylor's question. Jericho, the fact that he hasn't gotten the win yet kind of irks me as a fan, but at the same time, they put him up against two formidable competitors. And Smith, he took Smith to sudden death, and Smith won off of a Batman question. So I think that match pans out differently if you give the two guys a non-Batman question. Who knows? The world may never know. But with Brittany Young, like, yeah, Jericho didn't take her to the limit, but it was still a lot of fun to watch. And I mean, I might have said on the show before, I might have told Matt in private, whatever, like, oh yeah, like Brittany's probably going to know more. I just wanted Jericho to win because it's Chris Jericho.
You said that to me privately.
Yeah, like, I was all about, like, I went with my gut and who I like. And with who won the main event, I doubled down on that sentiment. But the fact that Jericho got this close again, and if he loses again, like, whoever his next opponent is, when's the last time you saw a competitor get a fourth match once they're 0-3? You know, at that point, if you're Roxy or if you're whoever manager gets Chris Jericho next semester, or I was going to say semester, and next season, then like 0-3, 0-4 ain't hot. And at that point, you're losing points. You're losing points, and now that these matches not only are a notch in the win column or the loss column, they're points for the factions.
Yeah,
so I start thinking
they are important.
Exactly.
These aren't just oh, I'll make up for it later. This is I gotta knock this shit out the park or I'm screwed.
And they brought it, and Roxy was Damon, Jericho, and then she had the odd couple next, and we'll get to that match in a second. But she was busy as hell at Spectacular, back-to-back matches. Half the matches, the first half, were all hers, or all half of hers, you know, or half hers, I should say. So she was pretty busy, and the Rockstars needed some points so they can get up in the point standings, even though they ended up eclipsing the Finstock Exchange, if I'm not mistaken. So they still needed Jericho to pull a win out. It would have helped, you know, especially at the time with how the match was having not played yet. But it was a good match. And honestly, it was a great way to end the season if you're the Dungeon. It's a great way to end the season. With a W, Kaiser has some more confidence going into next season, because Kaiser could lose 10 straight matches. He'll still have confidence more in his pinky than I'll do in my whole being. So
yeah,
it was a great way for the Dungeon to end season 7, a rough season 7, and to move into season 8 with some momentum.
I'm about to send you something on Facebook. Ignore it because it's so I can make a graphic real quick.
Okay. Is it something fun?
It's regarding Schmoedown.
Oh, okay, cool. So the Sefert and Flaus and Kevin Smith match, I'd almost bunch into that. I know it happened way later down the card, but I kind of want to bunch these two together because they gave off the same vibes to me. Especially now that you have a celebrity in the match proper in Sefert and Flaus against Kevin Smith. It was, by the way, Brett Sheridan, good on you for keeping that surprise. Did anyone, again, I would love to see a receipt of somebody calling Sefert and Flaus playing a Spectacular. Like, I want to see that receipt, because I didn't see anyone say that Smith was going to beat Subvert and Flaus and not Sheridan. We were all expecting Brett. Granted, I think Brett and Flaus have similar play styles, and the outcome may have been the same, but it's still impressive nonetheless. ASG in the chat, yeah, that's why I thought they'd put Chris v. Bonnie. That's another great one, yo. Like
Bonnie would be
versus
one
Summer.
I actually would have enjoyed to watch because I felt that would be a better matchup.
Yeah, seeing Y2J in the Smoke Show, and especially if you want, I would have loved to see Somerville and Jericho. And that was, if I'm not mistaken, when Somerville played McKee in the singles tournament, like there's something up with Bonnie, right? Like
that is actually up for entrance of the year.
Yo, because well, besides
damn Ferris.
Yeah, Ferris in the chat. Those celebrity put that back up. What that say?
Those celebrity matches were my concession runs.
They were the bathroom break matches. Wow. Sheesh, I wouldn't say they were them. I mean, by default, I guess. Again, to use.
I wouldn't say Jericho Young was. That one was actually a nice, well fought match. Mm-hmm. But Smith and Flaus, yeah, that was just like cool. I'm seeing Flaus, but Smith's gonna murk him. And after Smith's round, after Zerflirt and Flaus's first. After his wheel spin, wow! I am tongue tied today. This is what happens when you're working on 4 hours of sleep. After Flaus's wheel spin, I was like, "This is over."
Yeah, God, I don't want to say they were the bathroom break matches, but by default they were. And for those who don't know, in professional wrestling, on a pay-per-view card, you had to have that bathroom break match so you can go. And by default, these would end up being the weaker matches on the card, because no one was going to miss Ace Alex, because not only was it the first match of the night, or of the day, I should say, but it was Ace's Cinderella run finally coming against the Beast. You know, it was Beauty and the Beast to start the Star Wars match, to start Spectacular. No one's going to miss that team's match. Odd Couple winning that team's tournament to face Shazam, a hot-ass team for the year. Inner Geekdom, Chance and Chandra have been talking so much shit the last few months. So no one was going to miss that. And then the main event. So by default, you have the other two, and then pick your poison. To me, God, I don't want to say that, but I have to agree with Farrah. I have to agree with you, bro, because like that was nuts. Like I don't want to disrespect them, because like you said, that Young Jericho match was a better fought match, and it was the worst kept secret that Smith was going to beat any version of Brett Sheridan. It was the worst kept secret. And shout out to the people that had Sheridan winning. Shout out to you, saying how my man was like studying all this stuff. Ferris in the chat. The best part.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with that one.
You have to agree or disagree.
I said I'm not going to disagree with that one. That is true.
Yeah. No, I agree. I love the backstory that they made up for it. I shouldn't say made up. The backstory they explained to us, because that actually happened. And then bringing in Harley Quinn Smith was a lot of fun too. It was, oh God. But after the first round, like you knew it was going to go.
Yeah.
And that Hobbs and Shaw miss that Brett
Flaus
had was like that Flaus had, was the nice culminate. It was a nice summation of the match. Like it was. That's how the match. Thanks, Ferris. Doing that for me, because I don't want. But no, that by default those were the bathroom break matches, and I don't think we had a big concession run. I just don't, because that whole day was a blur to me. I wasn't watching Schmoedown.
You remember I was in and out because I had to cook Jen her birthday dinner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'd catch you up. A lot of that was the teams match.
A lot of that was whenever there was natural breaks within the actual event.
Yeah, because and I love how they spaced it out. The production quality of that whole show is fantastic, by the way. I don't know who put that together, but it was great and it flowed smoothly. But like I said, what you predominantly missed was the teams match, which we'll get into right now.
Oops, I don't know why that popped up.
You want to double down? Fair is disrespectful, but the teams match, right, with Shazam and the Odd Couple, and we had spoken about this on Wednesday, and like a little bit of detail, but to properly give our thoughts on the match entirely, it was well fought up until that fourth round.
That fourth round, yeah, we brought it up. I felt like it should have been over on the fourth. I felt on Wednesday. I went over this. I felt that round 5, the disparity in their questions was absolute horse crap.
Oh man! Oh god!
Because I felt like Shazam got 2 5-rounders, and one of them was a 2.
Yeah.
And when the reasoning for it was memed. I'm sorry, I never knew that was memed.
Yeah, PJ, what he said in the Facebook, right? He said
It was I think it was Twitter, and somebody shared it on
Twitter?
Facebook.
Okay, because that was rough. That American Hustle question was rough.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't remember ever seeing American Hustle memes.
Neither do I. American Hustle. Who's memeing American Hustle in 2013? Like, damn. Like how last year, like Uncut Gems got memed to hell, right?
Yeah,
that was Adam Sandler.
But it's still getting memed to this day.
And it's still getting memed, right? But that was like Sandler, so you had that push behind it. Like, my man's just a meme in general. But American Hustle in meme culture in 2013, my God, I don't remember that. And I was
a senior in high school. That was memes at my prime.
I was 15, 16. So I was going to see an American Hustle meme. Like, I would have seen it. But
Leo, I'm right there with you, because I felt if they didn't, like, literally one of the nicknames was bitch and the other one was the Angel of Versailles or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you looking it up when that 5-pointer came up. And shout out to you, Leo Logan. What's going on, homie? On a Friday, isn't that crazy? But oh god, that 5-pointer for Edge of Tomorrow was insanity. It was pure insanity. Because now you're asked, because I don't remember in the movie, and I love Edge of Tomorrow. I love that movie. It's probably one of my favorites of the 2010s. But my God, you asking for the nicknames that they gave her? It's like, what the? Both of them? Not even just one of them.
It was only one. They only asked for one. But one of them is literally bitch.
Well, they had taken bitch. Like, that's the thing. Like, if Brendan was like, bitch, final answer. It's like, would they have taken that? Because that's not the answer they were going for. So the question disparity to me.
It's Full Metal Bitch. Full Metal Bitch.
Okay. That's a great nickname. I want that to be my art.
And then Angel of Verdun is the other one.
Okay.
But like, Angel of, like, no one's and here's the thing. You're saying Schmoedown's going family friendly, this, that, and the other, but one of the answers is Full Metal Bitch. You bleep out cursing.
Thank you.
It's
like, what if they would have said that?
Like, which is it? Are we making it family friendly, or are you going to let a question or an answer that has Full Metal Bitch be a part of it?
Yeah.
Are you going to ask kick-ass questions? Because if you're asking kick-ass questions, are you going to blurt out kick, or are you going to mute out ass when you say kick-ass? Or are you going to when you get a question asked about the motherfucker, are you going to blurt out motherfucker?
I think it's more so the context of how you say it. Like in the Jericho match, my man was cussing up a storm, and they were letting him do it because it's Chris Jericho, because why would you correct him? But if that was anybody else, they'd be like, yo, cool it with the cussing. But if the answer is Full Metal Bitch, then that's the answer. They're not calling someone a Full Metal Bitch. Like if we were playing Schmoedown, and in the match, I'm like, Matt, why are you acting like a Full Metal Bitch? It's like, no, that's the context is different. So maybe that's why they were cool with that, or they would have been cool with that if Shazam pulled that out. But I totally agree that the disparity in question difficulty, it not only it shifted the entire thing. It added on to what the fourth round established. The fourth round was weird, and Snyder missing a majority of his questions.
So did Jericho.
And like Shazam, yeah, they
murdered
Shazam.
They murdered it. But like,
and they still lost.
And here's the thing: you ask family film, Asa Butterfield, family film in 2011. We all know he was young. We all know what family film he's known for. It's not
End of
Game.
Actors. You didn't just give him one; you gave him two. So that awfully narrows it down. Like that's
and that was your 5. That was your 5.
But in this one, you want nicknames from Edge of Tomorrow,
Yeah,
a movie that didn't it bomb at the box office?
No, it's getting a sequel. It didn't bomb. It made just enough profit.
It made enough.
It made just enough profit to warrant a sequel.
Just
but like,
enough.
For example, this is we had something really trivia where with Colin recently, where there's a question disparity with Colin versus Boggs.
I remember, yeah.
And Colin brought it back. He answered all of his questions, and Boggs was choking. And then his 5-pointer, because at this point we hadn't tiered questions. Now we are tiering the questions.
Thank God.
But the question was like, what Will Smith film stars? And then we listed 2 to 3 actors.
You listed like Kevin Kline and Salma Hayek.
No, I didn't. It was Kenneth Branagh, Salma Hayek, and it wasn't even Kevin Kline, because that would have been the giveaway.
Okay. Either it was Wild Wild West. It was a round 1 Schmoedown question that we had asked, and
but they actually said Will Smith and Kevin Kline. We just gave the supporting actors.
Oh my God! Because I remember him giving you shit about it on Twitter. Either way, the question disparity was weird. The Odd Couple in 4th round, their demeanor that they'd given off, I'm like, oh, yo, like they just give up, because that was the vibe that I got. Still, they went up and answered their 5th round their 5th round questions. I'm like, damn, like this is just something feels off about this. And I kept saying that to you. I'm like, this is just a weird match. And I mentioned to you that edit that was made in between Snyder's makeup question in the 4th round and the 5th round, that you can tell their demeanors for the Odd Couple were just off. And Leo Logan in the chat, it's like Merle Bateman 2 and Witching Power Misfits all over again.
Yeah. Great example.
Essentially, yeah. And, oh, man. But at the same time, Shazam missed 2 of their 5-round questions and ended up losing the match. They lost the belts. And the Odd Couple, to their own surprise, won the belts.
Because they were even like, wait. You can look at in Draco's face. He was shocked. And Draco was purely shocked that he won. And I said it the other day, and I'll say it again. Their attitudes really upset me. And I'm not talking about the attitudes afterwards, because you won. You deserve to have that moment and enjoy it. But the attitudes between round 3 and how they were acting during round 5, Roxy was the only one who I felt had an acceptable attitude.
Roxy was the reason they won.
Yes, Roxy was.
I'm convinced.
I agree. Roxy is their like. I know we don't give Roxy enough love as a manager here. We've talked a lot about Dagnino and Winston and Shannon. And while Winston is still my pick for manager of the year, I have no issue admitting I would definitely nominate Roxy.
Oh, 1,000%. You'd be foolish, and you'd be foolish if you told me right now, like, Roxy's not manager of the year nominee worthy. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, she's
you look at what she did for Snyder in the singles tournament.
Yeah.
You look at what she did throughout the teams tournament and in this championship match. She was the one who never gave up, even when they did.
And all the help she gave Jericho,
right.
Even though he came out on the losing end of both those matches, he credits Roxy. So you can't knock Rox anymore. You can't. You cannot knock Rox. You can't. No more Roxy Stryer slander. I don't want to hear. I don't want to see it anywhere. And honestly, I swear to God, I swear, and I'm gonna tell the camera this. Like these managers in the Schmoedown, right? They do such a kick-ass job. Everybody does. All of them do. Whether you like them or not, they do a great job. And Roxy and Shannon, like 2 women who have been towards the top of the faction standings throughout the whole year, they both have received a lot of shit, a lot of flack from fans on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit's apparently, because some people are talking smack on a Reddit, which I don't get. Come on, now we're better than that. So I don't want to hear any more flack against Roxy Strider. I want to hear none of it. But Matt had brought up something that I do want to touch on the post match. I saw the Facebook poll Christian put up, and for moment of the year, right? Moments of the year. One of the nominees, at least, should be the post match interviews between the Odd Couple and Shazam. Like, they were so wholesome and beautiful to listen to. Even though Shazam came out on the losing end, like, they were making the Odd Couple legitimately emotional, well up in tears, because it was so just real. It was a real conversation between people who are friends in real life, and that's something that some fans forget sometimes, that these people actually like each other. Like, they're fans of each other. They like each other. They talk to each other all the time, and it's not just a Schmoedown. It's bigger than that. And watching what Bibiani was saying about Jericho, and what the Odd Couple was saying about Roxy, what Roxy was saying about the Odd Couple, what Koi was saying about Shazam, it was awfully real. It was probably the realest moments of the whole night. Like, this, it was beautiful. Like, it got me damn, bro. Like, I was out here tripping watching this shit, because it was beautiful. And if it's not moment of the year, it damn well should be nominated, because it was incredible, and it was moving, and it was telling of how these competitors look at each other. It's bigger than questions, bigger than answering questions.
Yeah. Well, on to the next match.
Inner Geekdom, baby.
Yep. We got this in the championship match, the singles match left.
Yes. And then we can chat season 8 if we want.
We're going to chat season 8 and draft.
Oh, we can talk about the draft. Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah. Hell yeah. So, the Inner Geekdom match was one of my most anticipated matches of the whole night, because not only am I a fan of Chance, I'm also a fan of anyone who wants to take down Chandru down the punny. Not that I have any hate towards Chandru. He's the perfect wrestling heel, you know. He thinks he believes he's not doing anything wrong, and everyone else is like, "We hate you, we don't like you," and it's great. I love what Chandru's been doing this year, especially being under a babyface manager like Winston. Acting like a heel can't be easy, but he was right in the line for a majority of the season. And then once he won the belt, I believe that's when he just just embraced the heel stuff, as he should have. So this match with Chance winning the Inner Geekdom tournament, beating his own partner Mike Kalinowski in a great match. Although the matches that happened in the back half of the year eclipsed it, I do want to mention that Chance Kalinowski from the Inner Geekdom final is damn good, and it should be in the match of the year conversation. It should be. Well, it's not the match of the year. We'll get to that in a second, but it should be in the conversation. It should get the recognition that it deserves. So Chance be his own partner in a division that he played. He was, it wasn't his priority. He played in it just to play in it, and he went to the final and won the damn thing. Came on to Spectacular and put up 5 points in the first round, and we saw what happened after.
Yeah, Chance kind of choked. I'm not.
He choked.
No, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He choked.
No, I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. He didn't have a good performance, but he didn't choke.
This is the man who just ran roughneck through the IG tournament.
And the two best players in Inner Geekdom weren't in the tournaments. Let's keep that in mind too.
Whoa. Let me bring up that tournament. He had to go past.
Are you telling me Chandru and Smets are not the two best players in the
Oh no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
because they are the two best players in the Geekdom.
I'm saying it's not like he was playing. It's not like he wasn't playing high tier talent.
Sure, yeah. So if you want to pull up the tournament, by all means, because who did he beat? Paul Oyama in Inner Geekdom, not singles. Inner Geekdom.
Still a close match.
He beat Robert Parker. If anyone choked, if we're throwing that C word around, I'm gonna throw it at Robert Parker.
Yeah, I'm not saying Chance choked the whole. Don't get me wrong, but my point is from the precedent he set by being in that tournament and how he performed in that tournament is why I'm saying he choked in regards to this match.
and I forget who said it because someone had said it, whether we were on an LGR, if someone told us this afterwards, or if it was any of our homies from TUS. But Chance, in the meantime, between Inner Geekdom matches, won a damn teams tournament or won a damn teams belt and was a part of the singles tournament. So my man's been busy. Changer's only done Inner Geekdom.
Yeah.
Like, I forget who mentioned that point. Someone else mentioned it.
It was tough. I'm pretty sure it was Boggs.
So like I'm gonna regurgitate that right now. So Boggs, thank you for that point. Because I believe like that's Chance's third division.
Right? But here's the thing.
Third division.
That's why, because of that fact, is why I view this as a choke job. Because when you had all this time to just focus on that one match,
he lost the team's belt in October, man. And they shot this in November, presumably. So, like, that's a month to get out of teams to get back into Inner Geekdom, bro. I mean, trust me, I had your POV. Like, I'm like, yo, like, Chance rules at all three divisions. Yes, Leo. Yes, he underperformed. I wouldn't say he choked. Like, I'm not willing to throw that C word around Chance Ellison. Because my man, he had a rough first round. If he would have performed like that for all five rounds, then we could talk about the C word. But he only did that the first round and really made up for it going forward. Like, yeah, Changer only had to answer, his 2? That's it. So I don't want to ASG in the chat, or maybe Changer and Chance is more like Alex and Ace. Then we realize a player going through the tournament and then playing the champion who is clearly better than anyone in the tournament. Yeah, that's another good point.
That is a very good point.
Wash like half the tournament, and then some other people can put up a fight against Chance or Changer. Chance being one of them, Mike being somebody else. Who else is in that tournament? Maybe Alex Damon, maybe Brandon Hanna, Saul, if he had more time to prepare. Who else? Greg, shout out to the Real Rejects. Both of them had decent showings too in that tournament. So if you can tell, that was my favorite tournament of the year to watch. But Inner Geekdom is a hard-ass division. It's hard as hell. And Chance coming into that thing a month removed after losing a belt, presumably, whenever they taped it. And Changer only having to study that for the whole year. Of course, Changer's going to have an edge, and we saw that in this Inner Geekdom match. So I agree with Leo Logan in the chat. It was more like underperformed. He didn't bring his best. If you gave Chance more time to prep, or if that was his only division he focused on, the match may pan out differently. But from what we got and how the year panned out, Changer 100% deserved his win. First person to defend since Jason Inman, which is wild. I thought like Mike had retained it or Smets had retained it, but I guess I was mistaken.
Here's what I'll say about when my guess on when this match took place.
Okay, sure.
Because a month ago, Changer was on the Ultimate Schmoedown show. A month ago today, he was on the Ultimate Schmoedown show.
Shout out. Yeah.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
He told, and I remember Boggs telling me this, he told Boggs
we got the scoop.
That that was the last appearance he was doing so he can focus on playing for Spectacular.
Okay.
So we're proud. My guess is it was filmed 2 weeks after that.
Okay.
Which would put us at, let's see,
around Thanksgiving, maybe.
No, because that was the Thanksgiving episode.
That was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
No, because I was in a different part of Oklahoma. I remember watching that show.
Well, we're going 4 weeks ago is 1, 2.
I mean, either way, right? Like, Changer's only.
Okay, that was the week before Thanksgiving. So it looks. My guess is December 4th is when that match was filmed. December 4th. That would be the guess.
Sure.
So
and when did the Corruption lose the belts? Now October
16th.
Okay. So having to go full like team study and then going towards like full Inner Geekdom, right? After playing all 3 divisions this year and Changer's only played 1, the edge is always going to be in Changer's position or in Changer's situation. He had the edge, even going into the match. And after the first round, we all knew how it was going to end. Because I will double down, triple down,
You have to go
down on
perfect
my points.
nowadays to
You
win.
have to go perfect. You have to.
You cannot go
close.
perfect and still have an entertaining and fun Schmoedown career.
Yeah,
and win games here and
every
there.
match.
Yeah,
that's a different conversation.
I just mean to compete and still be a well-known Schmoedown player. You don't have to go perfect now.
No.
But to be in contention, yeah, you got to go perfect.
Matches. Yeah, like in these with the precedent the Schmoedown has set, especially this year, you have to go damn near perfect to even be in title contention, because that's the quality of play now. It doesn't matter what division you're in. Star Wars teams, singles, inner geekdom. It's hard. It's hard as hell watching these matches and these questions that people are missing. The questions that people are being asked. So, Chance, I'm not gonna say I don't want to say he choked, because that wasn't it. He underperformed, but hypothetically, say he focused on focused on inner geekdom for the first half of next year. I would love to see that rematch. I would. But that's if, because, and we'll talk about Shannon and her picks later, but he may be multifaceted again going into next season, but that might hurt him more than benefit him. But again, it's a conversation for a different day. Yeah. But Chandru really being the crown, or the creme de la creme of swag this year, following through with his promises, having a kick-ass showing in inner geekdom. And to me, right, with his retention, he made himself a lock within swag. Again, I don't want to get into that conversation. That's for next week's show. But Chandru really proved that he ain't none to F with.
Ooh,
yeah, as like someone like me, who I'm like, Chandru, like have Smets come back and beat him. You know, Chance, right? Like after Inner Geekdom tournament, Chance, I was buying the hype. I was buying like my man Chance can be a killer. Then he won the team's belt. I'm like, all right, word. Then he did singles tournament. I bet. And we saw what happened at Spectacular. But Chandru's none to F with, nothing to play with. And Chandru, I don't want to speak any more hyperbole, but by the end of next year, I don't even say that. By the summer even, Chandru could be regarded as the best IG player ever. Like, he can be. I'm not saying he will, but he can be. Up there with the Maras and the Rachels and the Mikes and the Smiths, right?
Leo, I'm right there with you, except I'm switching Shannon with Chandru. Other than that, we're identical.
Okay. With that being said, for our audio listeners, my 5 nominees, Leo Logan in the chat. He says, my 5 nominees for Heel of the Year are Chandru, Shannon, Snyder, Roxy, and Hannah, and Chandru winning. I honestly think it's the worst kept secret that Shannon's winning Heel of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Especially, watch this. I'm taking Dewberry.
She set the precedent, and honestly, throughout the whole year,
she won the award right there. That moment in time.
She did a great job this year.
Granted,
her mic skills are great.
Granted, I don't think she would have won if it weren't for the fact that Corruption turned their season around. If Corruption had not turned their season around, it would be Chandru by mine.
Like if you look at the names in that comments again, there were a bunch of people who have succeeded, who have had a lot of success this year. So Shannon, not only did she win the damn thing, to me, she's top 2 in Manager of the Year conversation. And then like just the things that she's been able to do. Go rewatch her promos. Go see her after show appearances. Go look at her Twitter account. Like go look at the video she put in the Facebook group. You know, like that stuff. That's the thing. The little things add up. And Shannon, to me, is the runaway winner with Heel of the Year.
And ASG, I appreciate that point. Chandru is a bigger heel than Shannon. People boo Chandru, they fawn over Shannon. But people fawn over her while hating her at the same time. Like, people will be like, God, I hate Shannon, but she's such a good heel. That I'm that kind of person. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't like her, I don't hate but I can't. Let me specify. I see. You know what I mean. I'm not saying I actually hate her. I'm just saying like
her character.
I hate her character. But God, she's so good at it. That's what I see when I see people fawning over Shannon. They're cheering her because they hate her at this point. Because you can't do anything but cheer when you see greatness happen in front of you.
And I totally like what I said about Chandra not too long ago. Like he has such he incites such a negative reaction just because how he acts. He's like his character is a little cocky. He's awfully cocky. He's not afraid to be he's not afraid to be vocal. I can't do anything but respect Chandra. He may not be my favorite character. I'll be the first person to say that. Mm-hmm. But I respect the hell out of him. Same thing for Shannon. Shannon's been my favorite manager to watch all year. Part of my favorite faction because you boys one corrupt SOB. But Shannon as well has pissed off so many people in the chat, Ferris in the chat. There's actually nothing to hate to Shannon for. Look, yo, what are you going to hate about her? That her faction succeeded and that she was talking about it? Exactly.
No, when I say hate Shannon, what I mean is like I hate how successful she is and how good her mic skills are. Like
it's okay to be a hater sometimes.
I'm admitting to being a hater. That's the thing. I'm admitting to it.
But aware of that.
The wild berry, like the splitting up of the wild berries and how she proceeded afterwards. Like it's how she carries herself. You love to hate it. That's the Christian has said this before. Whether it's SEN heels, you love to hate them, and that's where I'm at.
As you should.
Like there are heels that you hate to hate, and there are people who do that with Chandru. You see that. But there, when he's talking about fawning over Shannon, to me, that's loving to hate someone.
Yeah, like it's. Yeah, I wouldn't say all people have done this year was fawn over Shannon, but Chandru and Shannon are two different heels. Like they're two, you approach them differently. Like yeah, a heel's a heel, but to me, there are different types of heels. And maybe it's just a pro wrestling.
I was just about to say you'd be the one who knows what they're talking about here.
Yeah, so I understand your POV. Who is it? Ferris in the chat that said that, or
yeah, ASP? Ferris.
Okay, yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, but it's a different kind of hatred. I use that word loosely. It's not to. Yeah, like you know what I mean. It's two different types of heels, two different types of hates.
Yeah.
But to address Leo Logan's comment, those are a lot of great heels for the year. Hannah should get a lot of love, even though he didn't play too much. People do not like that man's character for good reason.
I'm pretty sure they just hated the 7-minute promos, and I don't know how much of a character there is to hate.
And maybe some people acknowledge that in their audition tape for Schmoedown. Who knows? But what I will say is Hannah does deserve credit for being a heel, 1,000%. Him, Roxy, Snyder, who else was Shannon and Chandru, 1,000%. So that's a good 5. That is a good 5. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head that really stuck out to me over the year.
Those were the 5 that stuck out to me, honestly.
Because no one else really acted like a heel that were like on heel factions. But Chandru and Shannon they're going to be neck and neck.
I guess Zip tried a little bit. But
no, and he was good, but better than Hannah or Roxy. That's my thing.
And that's why I see you. Anyone who acted like a heel, I'm like, yeah. I mean, Zip tried. I'm sitting here trying to think of people who tried to be heels. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Laura Kelly, decent heel.
If we saw more of Laura Kelly, I'd be cooler with talking about her in this conversation.
Adam Collins, great.
He didn't really
correction. Like he's not much of a heel, though. But the gimmick makes the gimmick is heel like.
Yes, but at the same time, he immediately counteracts it with his promos. Like the promo at the end of Roka's match, where he's like, "Oh my god, like I just won,"
Right.
It's like, damn, dude. Like I get it, you're a fan, like just like us, but you're actually like.
And even his post he put in I can't remember if that was today or yesterday because
it was yesterday. Yeah, I saw that.
That's not heel. That was not heel like at all. That was very fan-esque. Like I can't believe
wholesome.
I'm hearing it.
It was cute.
Yeah,
I loved that story. I didn't, and he was back. He was in New York. It was great. It was a great post. But yeah, that's a good 5, Liam. That might end up being the 5, with Chandru or Shannon taking it out at the end, depending on who votes. I believe it's patrons that vote for that, right? That's what Christian said.
Yeah. So everyone decides on nominations. Patrons,
yeah,
get to vote.
we get a vote, so which is dope. So my vote would go to Shannon personally.
My vote would go to Shannon.
But Chandru, I would not be mad if he took it. I wouldn't. I would not be mad. But I will anticipate the heelish promo that Shannon will cut on her not winning that shit. But no, Inner Geekdom. Chandru set the standard for Inner Geekdom going forward. This whole year has been doing that, but Chandru really set the standard, and I can't wait to see who challenges him next. Who's next, buddy? Is it Mike? Is it
Chance again?
Is it Chance again? Is it Corruption versus Chandru
Is
next
it
year
a
again?
rookie? Is it a rookie? Is it Robert Parker? Is it Barbarian?
Yeah. Is it Craig? Is it
Paul Oyama? Like, there's so many options out there.
Mm-hmm. But now the level of competition has been set.
Mm-hmm.
Low-key, it was set when Chandru played Smets, and we saw what happened with Chandru and how he handled Smets. But now it's been doubled down because it's Chance, another well-respected competitor in the Schmoedown, who not only is multifaceted, but had a lot of hype going into that match, especially from yours truly. So, Chandru, good shit, man. Like, I'm anticipating how Inner Geekdom is going to be next year, my favorite division. But let's get to that main event, baby. Main
event.
Adam Collins and Dan Murrow. These two guys have had one hell of a 2020. Holy God. And all the garbage that we've seen this year from real life, and all the hate towards things, hate towards people, other people, not even just Schmoedown, just in life. We've all had a rough year. And these two men have been one of the brighter spots of the movie tribute Schmoedown, if not the brightest spot. Dan and his multiple defenses, his multiple title defenses this year. Mara's playing Chandru in February. That is happening at the live event. But is Mara... She's been away for a while. So she's still... We won't know how she's going to play. Unless she plays a match before that, which I doubt. So, I mean, we'll see, man. We will see. I'm not ready to say Mara's ready to stack up with Chandru. I'm not ready to say that.
I think I would need personally, because it will have been 2 years since she stepped away at this point.
She did not play this year.
She didn't play this year, and she didn't play last year. It'd be 2 years, almost to. Well, now we're probably 2 years to the day right now at this moment. But by the time they play, it's going to be 2 years and change. 2 years and change.
Oh, man, that's going to be rough. I unless Mara has the perfect analogy, right? Like what we saw from Collins this year, that's what we saw Mara do. We saw Mara do the same thing, but in Inner Geekdom. And if we see that Mara again, but adapt to the new Inner Geekdom, then all right, cool. And she has Dan Murrow as a great study partner, so it could be Dan next season. Who the hell knows? Playing Chandru, which is that's a match I would love to see. Holy God,
wouldn't it be something to see Dan and Mara on the same faction?
We'll talk about that more next week. It's a possibility, total possibility.
Yeah.
So, Dan and Adam have had stellar years. Both of them, to me, they
Chris,
are.
Let's not beat around the bush. This thing's the match of the year, no doubt. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's just talk about it. This is This may be the match of the entire Schmoedown's history.
Wait a second. Woo.
I don't. Honestly, I can't think of a better match.
Okay. Now you just dropped that bomb on me. I'm sorry. Not that I disagree with you.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm like.
You
said that.
At this point, I've had almost a week to think about it.
Yeah. Again, I said earlier my favorite match ever, which I think is the best match ever. It's a Star Wars match.
But this may top it.
Oh man,
we're at this point where, look, it looked like Dan was out. Back, Collins missed his 5, stuck tied, going to overtime. You have to go to 8 sudden death questions.
I was so stressed. And I remember watching that match, even though your boy was he had a rough night, if you know what I mean. So I was definitely going through it. I was so hyped. And we recorded that, didn't we? Maybe we can put those out one day.
Maybe I think that was around the time we hit where
we got cut.
Where we technically got cut. I'll try to see if
we'll see. Because I was so hyped. I was so amped. And I was so wishy-washy that night. Because I'm like, I changed my prediction that morning. I had Dan for 2 weeks. I had Dan Murrow winning. And then I'm like, that morning I woke up and something was, there was some
mischief afoot.
And I'm like, like there was something wrong in the force. So I changed my mind. I went with Adam Collins, and I was so wishy-washy. They were beating the hell out of each other for 4 rounds, 4.5 rounds, beating the shit. And they're going back and forth.
I would say 3.5 rounds because Dan tripped up a little bit in the second.
A little bit, a tiny bit.
Came back, did well in the 3. Mm-hmm. They bet the same amount.
Mm-hmm. The fourth round.
The 4th round, Dan killed it. 5th round, Dan killed it. Collins tripped up.
And both guys missed one question. It's just Collins missed the question that was worth more.
Yep.
Which hence why I went to sudden death. And like you said, 8 sudden death questions, which was a nuts Taylor Creek in the chat, released a full unedited 10 hours.
That is never going to happen.
There are a lot of things that I said that I would not want on YouTube.
There's also personal conversations that happen within that. So
yeah, we talked a lot during Spectacular. Maybe just the main event if we have it. Maybe just because the main event was a lot of fun to watch. But I was wishy-washy. I'm like, oh, like Collins, yeah. Dan, Dan's coming back because he's the GOAT. And then Collins, yeah. And Dan, oh shit, Dan hit that 5. Collins missed that 5. Oh no, we're going to sudden death. And then sudden death is the most stressful thing on the planet. It gives me so much anxiety watching sudden death pan out. And both guys going blow for blow. I believe they missed the same question once.
Yep.
And that was at the same time, like Dan went first and Dan flashed his answer and they're like, and we because I believe you looked it up, Matt, because we both didn't know it. And you said, oh, it's this person. And Dan definitely did not write down that person. And we're like, oh! But then Collins missed it too, which extended the round. And then Collins...
And here's the thing. They both answered the same answer for the wrong question.
Mm-hmm. So they're both on the same wavelength. Again, further solidifying that both these guys were bringing the heat. And then, bam, Collins edges it out. And... as I celebrated on the show Wednesday, a new era has begun. Adam Collins is the new singles champion, 7-0 in singles. A man's lost once this year, and it was a teams match with a hard-ass 5. Adam Collins is the jam. That's where the money's at, baby. Adam Collins is the champ to cap off the most important year the Schmoedown's ever had. Imagine that, having that on your resume. Like, yeah, I have a couple years of experience doing this. Then I went 7-0 in singles and beat the GOAT, the greatest of all time, in sudden death. And one of the best matches, if not the best match Schmoedown has ever seen. It was a showcase of titans in the singles division. The new guy, the upstart, the guy that was picked up halfway through the season and that Shannon took a chance on. And then Dan Murrow, who's proven himself to be more than just, than just Dan. Like, he's bigger than that. I've given him the nickname on the show, Damn, Dan. Damn. Because my man has me saying, damn, Dan. Like, he just pulled that shit out, bruh. Like, it's crazy. 2 men. 2 titans. One point separated
Clash of the Titans.
1 man, 1 point separated the 2 of them. And it just happened to be the Coyote Adam Collins. Oh my God. What a match. And then the aftermath. Dan didn't take only 1 L. He took 3. My man took 3 L's in one night. Dan Murrow, the unprecedented 3 losses.
Let's be honest. One of those a W because he gets to cut the dead weight that is John Roca that's been holding him back the last few matches.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
Oh, sorry. This is just me being mad because Fountain, Roca, and Merle were my guys, and
Whoa!
for Roca to come at Merle the way he did, that I lost it because Roca, you're good, you're good,
Damn good.
but Dan carried you those last few team matches.
Uh oh. See, I have no comment. That sounds like something you put in an audition tape. But what I'm saying is to piggyback off your point, Roca came in hot. He came in hot. And for those who, if you're watching this, you watch Spectacular. But watching Roca manage Dan because Gucci wasn't there was sus. Did you find it sus? It had to have been sus, right?
I didn't because he's managed Dan so much throughout the season.
No, but why Gucci wasn't there and it was Roca who was quick. And by the way, if you're Shannon, why would you agree to have Roca there, bro? I would have said no in a heartbeat. I don't care if I had all the confidence in the world in Adam Collins, which I did. I'm like, yo, Dan's going in this solo. I'm sorry, your manager sucks and couldn't make it to the show. But then we saw why. Because Tom's like, I knew you were going to lose. You're a loser.
Roca and after Collins took him out of the tournament ages ago, some real heel hypocrisy. And there's this correction. But yeah, it is hypocrisy because he choked against Collins. Like he choked. That is a choke job. You were in a position where you had to win because your faction was counting.
The one seed.
You had to win. Your faction was counting on you. You choked. You choked John Roca.
Oh Jesus, Matt! I hear breaking kayfabe.
And then you go on to the teams tournament because you choked and your faction needed points. And guess what? And carried his weight and you choked.
Oh man.
I'm still going to support the Outlaw.
Let the record show that that's Matt Thomas speaking for Matt Thomas, not Spin from the Wheel as a show.
Hold on, I am over exaggerating this because I am a huge Roca stan. But
we love John Roca over here at Spin from the Reel. I love
him. And see, Leo Logan, bring it up. Merle's overall record this season is 5-3. Roca was 2-4. Roca had one win. We Go Digital. Roca went 1-4 in digital.
Sheesh.
1-4 in digital.
Roca had a rough 2020. Rough. Sheesh, Leo Logan. That's a great point. And because they lost to Corruption. Were all their losses team losses?
No. So
only two of them.
Two of Dan's were, and two. Yeah, so two of Dan's were, and so that means two of Roca's was.
Oh, because Dan lost to Collins, duh.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, that makes sense. Who's the other Roca loss? It was
so
Collins.
He lost to Irwin.
Ethan, that's what I'm forgetting. Yeah.
Irwin, Collins,
mm-hmm.
Final exam,
and Corruption.
Yeah.
The team's match. Okay, I see now. I see. Damn, Roca. Granted, in hindsight, those are all formidable losses.
Right? Yes.
Final exam and Corruption were none to play with in teams.
When you don't show up for any of them is when it's an issue.
That's he put up one of the best, again, another best matches of ever candidate with Ethan Irwin. Let's cool it with the
No. You mentioned that I was talking about those teams matches. Because you brought up the teams matches, sure, and Dan was the one who showed up and Roca did.
I wouldn't say Roca didn't show up, but to quote our boy Leo Logan, he underperformed.
Hey, didn't show up didn't show up is better than me saying he choked.
It's not that C word. You said, yeah, that's.
When I say he didn't show up, and this is coming from someone who loves John Roca. He loves the character. He loves the play.
Love the Outlaw.
But I was highly disappointed
I mean, imagine
And
how he
granted,
feels.
is part of this my built-up aggression for him for treating my Browns like dirt all season? A little bit. I got some bones to pick with John Roca because he's not giving the Browns their damn earned respect. But we're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about Schmoedown.
Yeah, we're not talking about football and their inevitable loss to the Giants this Sunday. But what I will say is
what you will say is, hey everyone.
Look, so yeah, so Dan took 3 L's. He lost to Collins. Roca dropped him from the following followers, and Dagnino was like,
I didn't show up because I knew we were going to lose. Bye.
You're a loser. And I'm like, oh, damn. And just so we can, before we talk about Collins and the great year corruption hacks, I do want to talk about that for a second. But did Roca halfway confirm two of Dagnino's picks for next season?
3.
Dagnino Did he say DeMolanta?
Dagnino said the only people that have shown up were Barbarian, Roca, and DeMolanta. Dagnino said that himself.
And I know that means nothing because the only person that got their protected picks was Shannon.
But
everybody else is mutual.
I'm pretty sure Roca. I think it's the sign. Roca's staying with Dagnino.
Roca's a lock with Dagnino, 1,000% with Bobby Finstock. Yeah.
Wait. Can you imagine? Like here, heel. We're good. So look at this. We are getting heel Ben Bateman and heel John Roca, and we didn't even touch on the Ben and Riley cutscene.
We'll talk about that post. Yeah.
But we're getting heel Ben Bateman and heel John Roca back in this league. We're going back to the heyday of this league right now.
Yeah. Arguably, when the Schmoedown was the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Arguably. When it was the most entertaining to watch. All these heels running around.
And we're gonna get a heel John Roca, possibly with Gucci back to being a heel. Oh, my heart. I can't handle it.
You keep DeMolanta if you want the Finstock Exchange to be a heel faction. You keep DeMolanta.
See, DeMolanta isn't enough of a heel for me.
I mean, I don't want to give a man any more flack, but that cutscene, I guess he was a heel by default. He wasn't a face. He wasn't a baby face. But Craig's the one that is the Barbarian is like the question mark to me, because now Finstock has to have a mutual decision. It's not Shannon where you get the 3 you want. You have to agree with the player.
When we had Craig on, he said where Bateman goes may play into where, because of the I fostered with him, that may play into my decision on where I play.
And again, shout out to our boy David Zachrider from Repeat the Question. Great articles. Go check him out. Great stuff. But he apparently had a source tell him that Bateman wants to play with another top-tier player, like himself. So maybe that is Craig, and can a faction take them both? Or will Bateman go somewhere else? We'll talk about that more next week. Or hypothesize more about that.
Well, here, I will say this. I think Bateman already started recruiting because remember the thing he put out like almost immediately? He tweeted to Dan Merle a welcome tweet to being one of the most sought after free agents.
And see, and I've already been jotting a lot of things down, have a bunch of things written or typed out on my computer about next week's show when we talk about who everyone's going to get those 3 picks, brother, because I definitely want to have that. That's going to be a fun show to do. But yes, so Roca is pretty much confirmed with Dagnino. Barbarian's a question mark. DeMolanta is kind of a question mark. But holy hell, Dan's off the exchange. Dan's a free agent, and arguably he's the most sought after free agent of this free agency. No one can tell me otherwise. Yeah, Ethan's a free agent now. Bateman's a free agent now. There are a bunch of great names running around. But where Dan goes is going to be insanity. And it'll shake the league regardless of where he goes. The only team we don't know he's going to is corruption. So anywhere else is an option. And again, I don't want to harp on that too much because that is next week's conversation.
Yeah.
But,
let's be real. We're going to lightly touch on it and what we're about to talk about next.
Sure, yeah. We'll lightly. But I don't want to go too much into it. I want to save a lot of my thoughts for next week's show.
Yeah.
But to move over to the corruption side of things, corruption not only won the faction war for this year with the loss that Ace had to start the show, but now you have the champion. You got yourself a champ. Adam Collins, and I know we talked about this briefly on the show Wednesday, but Adam Collins is the shit, right? He's the bomb. He's the bomb.com. He's the creme de la creme. Cream rises to the top, brother. And like that's to me, like Adam Collins is the jam. He went 7-0. Look at the people he beat. Look at the people he beat. Like Gallegos in your playing match, right? You beat Roca. You beat the Kid. You beat Bibiani. You beat who else did he beat? He beat Snyder. I'm missing someone. He beat
He didn't beat Bibbs.
Okay, who am I thinking of then?
Liz Shannon Miller.
Did I say Bibbs? I meant Liz Shannon Miller. Because Liz Shannon Miller beat Bibbs.
And did you say the Kid? Because I thought that's what you meant by. Okay.
Yeah, the Kid. No, because LSM beat Bibbs, and the Kid, he beat the Kid. Who the hell else did he beat? He beat a cavalcade of A plus players, right? So let's not forget that. And again, I don't want to hear any slander about Adam Collins. I'm telling you right now, I don't want to have the same conversation we did Wednesday. I don't. So I will say this to everyone here because I'm glad Matt left because he's already thinking to Lon Harris. Thank you, Leo Logan in the chat. So what I will say without Matt here, without his negativity towards Adam Collins, is that my man is the bomb.com. He is so darn good. And let's not ever forget my man's season. Coming in halfway through the year, being thrown into a play-in match for the singles tournament, just to win the damn thing. And go to Spectacular. And beat Dan. And Dan's top game. Let's never forget that. And I know. Collins hasn't played in studio. Collins hasn't played under the lights. I totes get that. But as of right now, even if he loses his title defense, whoever that is, whenever that is, even if he loses, I want to hear no flack, none, because no one was giving Bibiani shit. I don't want to hear it when Bibbs won the belt and lost his defense. No one's out here disrespecting Bibbs, and if they were, they're in the wrong. So I don't want to hear it.
Bibbs was more established at that point. It could be argued.
Are you kidding me?
No. Did you hear dude? I didn't say that. If you stopped and listened, I said it could be argued. I'm just saying that would be the one argument someone could make. I'm not going to make that argument.
Like, and with the help of Leo Logan in the chat, just look at the people that Collins beat. Are you kidding me?
I see Taylor
cavalcade
commented
of
something, but
former
it's not
champions or
showing
potential
up.
champion.
So here, because I have the chat because I know sometimes there. Never mind, it finally popped up. As someone relatively new to Schmoedown, Adam Collins' mean streak was unreal to watch. Felt like I seen the emergence of what will be one of the all-time greats.
Taylor Cleek in the chat, thank you. See, and that's one thing I'm saying. I'm not ready though to call him one of the greats ever. I will pump the brakes on that. But as of right now, and the cream of the crop of all this talent that Schmoedown has, like Collins, are you kidding? I don't want to hear any more doubt. Like, my man is nuts in a match, bro. And yes, because the one argument that people keep bringing up to me all the time is that he hasn't played a studio match.
I'm not alone. Our boy Colin Morris is with me.
You're right. And if he was here, I'd tell him the same thing as I'm telling you. It's like I'm not about to just take away all his credibility because he hasn't played a match at the table under the lights with a screen behind him. I'm not ready to do that, and I will never do that because I don't want to disrespect someone like that because this is still hard. It's still difficult. The match play has been stellar. You beat Dan at his best. Dan played the best game he could, and you beat Dan. On a different day, the outcome might have been different. But on December 6th, when this was it the 6th? I forget.
12th.
Thank you. On December 12th, when the match aired, Collins bested Murrow. And now he, following the runs like Irwin and Mara Kanopik, are similar This man, Adam Collins, I want to hear no disrespect. None. And you saw his Facebook post. That man's a sweetheart. The sweetheart. I want to hear no disrespect. And it was the best red crown to end corruption season because they've had a stellar year. Stellar. Backed by the manager of the year, in my opinion, Shannon Barney. Now you had the singles champ in Adam Collins and two studs right behind Collins, Kalinowski and Ellison. What a great year for corruption. And Taylor Cleek in the chat, we're saying we don't know how good he is until he gets in the studio. Man's the champion. Right. Thank you. Put some respect on my man's name. And as I mentioned, he can lose his first title defense. All right. Like Ethan did. Bibbs did. So, no, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any more slander. And I forget if Ethan did lose his first defense or not. It just sounds right to me. So I'm going to rock with it. So, and the fact that after that as well, Shannon doubled down on her picks, which was also the worst kept secret in the Schmoedown at the time. That it was going to be Collins, Chance, and Kalinowski. I saw a lot of love for Marisol McKee, as she also deserves. I believe if she doesn't get picked up by somebody, she would definitely go probably first round of the draft. She has a lot of upside. But again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But what Adam Collins did, what Corruption has done this year, has been stellar. Nothing but stellar. So shout out to you, Corruption. Hell yeah. One big hell yeah from over here. From Chris Anthony Lopez. I'll spin for the real. Because my man ain't going to give it to you. Because he don't get it. But to touch on the thing that Matt mentioned, Bateman and Riley, right? So that was, I don't know about y'all, but that was pretty heartbreaking. I loved Who's the Boss. Who's the Boss? One of my favorite teams to ever play. They're behind me, like above the line. Team Action's my fave. But Who's the Boss was a team that had a lot of upside. And when Mark Riley popped up on screen, and he was like, "Hey, Ben," and Ben's like, "Oh, hey, Mark." Shout out to Taylor Cleek in the chat. Again, one big round of applause for Corruption. Oh yeah, come on, Taylor, stop spamming us.
Taylor, you got to get rid of Nightbot. Nightbot is a mood killer.
No, Nightbot. Hi, Jess. Nightbot. Jessica, also a victim of Nightbot. Let's not forget, Nightbot's out here claiming victims. But like I mentioned, right? Who's the Boss? Great team. But I think we all knew their run as a team was going to end after that.
That loss to Shazam.
Oh, sheesh. Taylor Cleek in the chat again. I know Nightbot's not coming at me. I made you. And Taylor Cleek also says hi, Jessica. So what? Nightbot. Jesus. It's like
Nightbot making
Frankenstein.
Enemies.
It's like Frankenstein's monster. So you see Mark Riley on screen, talks to Ben, and Ben essentially calls Mark how you're talking about Merle and Roca. He's talking about Riley. It's like I carried you. I can't trust you with a 2-point question in a teams match. Like I'm the reason. Taking all the credit for Who's the Boss is Ben Bateman.
Ben, you really want to do this?
My man Mark Riley. When he said that,
Leo Logan coming in hot. I love his statistics.
Leo Logan, I love the stats, bro. Riley 4-2, Bateman 2-3, and if I'm not mistaken, 2 of those losses came from Dan Merle, his own faction mate. Mm-hmm. So no wonder my man wanted to leave the Finstock Exchange as quick as he did. Like I don't blame him. And honestly, like the whole faction interplay thing, it hurts about it enough.
It hurts.
I'm tired of it. I don't want to see it anymore next season. I really hope they try to stray away from that as much as they could. So Riley did have a better season than Bateman. Mm-hmm. He did.
Granted, we need to put the asterisk by it because he got to be in the tournament. He had 2 good performances.
He did. And 2 of those losses were title matches. and one of them was Ben Bateman having the belt.
Yep.
So let's pump the brakes. The numbers don't speak for everything. We got to think about the context as well.
Yes.
But with that being said, Ben Bateman back as a heel, man. Like, where am I thinking that? Well, my man was like,
see, I got the right glasses for it, man.
like, oh, I mean, this is just like my sunglasses. You know? They're within arm's reach. So
same.
What? Yeah. So I'm glad we thought of the same. But no, Ben. I love heel Ben Bateman. Yes. Heel Ben Bateman's my favorite. He's my favorite to watch.
It's gonna make me go back to hating Bateman, not gonna lie, but that's what heels are there for. They love to hate.
I cannot be any more different than you right now because Ben Bateman, I'm like, yes, come back. Please.
Well, no, for me,
dark side
Chris, for me, he was in the same category that Shannon was in for me, where I love his character, but at the same time, I love him as a player and everything, but I hate the character. So
maybe that's the pro wrestling fan in me. We're like, I love that. I love that he's a heel, like that he's going to talk his smack. You know, I can't wait to see it. But dude, I'm stoked. Excuse me. I am stoked to see where Ben goes going forward, and he's going to come back with a vengeance. Because that match with Dan, Lucas Black really screwed him. I don't want to talk about Lucas Black because
easy.
He's definitely something. But the official split of who's the boss, it was a decent it was a nice confirmation, even though we all kind of assumed it. And the takeaway was heel Ben Bateman, and maybe a fire lit under Mark Riley for him to perform better next season, to be a hot commodity. Because big question going into next season that we'll address next week, is Mark Riley top 3?
Yeah. Or is he draft?
And we'll talk, he's going to follow the draft. And I have some unpopular opinions that I cannot wait to lay on you when we do the show Wednesday. Which, quick reminder, next week's show will be pre-recorded on Wednesday.
Yes.
It will not be live. It will be pre-recorded.
Next week is just a lot of pre-recorded content in general because
it's Christmas. It's the holidays.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure that we're not going to do Real Talk next Sunday.
I mean, totally understand. And plus, I'm going to be on the plane. So, I totally. So next week, I expect a lot of pre-recorded content from us, but we will have a show. That's the takeaway. We'll have a show. I'll try to be live in the comments. I found out today I have to work till 5, so it's a good thing we are pre-recording it that Wednesday. So yes, but in regards to Bateman, yes, please, sir, come back with a vengeance. Bateman, where he goes as well is a big question, especially if he wants to keep that heel status, brother. Pair heels with heels, faces with faces. It only makes sense. But I'm trying to think of, is there any other storylines we talk about?
No, we've hit all the storylines.
Oh, Schmoedown, dude.
Oh, we went in depth. Like, we went in depth on Schmoedown on Wednesday. That's why I wasn't focusing on it. We didn't get to go here. But Taylor, I'm not talking about this Sunday. I'm talking about next Sunday.
Sunday after Christmas, Taylor. But one thing I will say about Schmoedown is we still have no inkling about who is the leader. It may be Grace. I still stand by Mark Ellis, but we'll see. I also love Matt's name after a fantastic show that everyone should watch, because we're not going to talk about it here because you should go watch it without spoilers. Okay, guys. If we're watching Mando, unless he's talking about me. If Taylor, honey, we will watch Mando. We'll talk after the show. But yeah, Schmoedown.
Thank you, Leo Logan. We touched on this a little bit, but Kate's new image changed after dumping Grace. Yes, no, and to Chris, I'll let you say it because I know you're celebrating it.
No more accent. I get it, right? I totally get it. I love trying new things. I'm all about change. Change is great. But the accent just didn't do it for me this year. And I think it wasn't to the extent of Andrew Guy when he faced Bateman, but the character kind of got in the way sometimes of Kate's managing that we got to see on screen. So now that Kate just dropped it, is a hard ass now, which I love. and then dumping Grace, firing Grace, Christian doing it with the greatest of ease, letting Kate fire Grace. I want to see how Grace bounces back. And is it Schmoedown? Who knows? But I want to see a different Den. I think that's what we will see.
Yeah.
A different version of the Den that we got this
I know Ben Goddard on SCN this week talked about how he was behind it was maybe it was not SCN but backstage. He talked about how he was totally behind that. So
and maybe that can keep Goddard with the Den. Who knows? There's so much stuff that can happen, and Jessica, we need. She just wants to make me blush, and it's working. So, what? Yes, I lost my train of thought again. Damn it, Jessica. So, yes, I hope this brings a different change in the Den for Kate Mulligan and everybody else who will be a part of the Den going forward. But maybe she can keep Ben in the process. Maybe gain 2 Bens in the process.
Yeah.
But I digress.
But with these last 11 minutes, I want to talk draft.
Oh, yeah, suck seats Nate.
Because and the only reason that I'm setting the cutoff right now is because our boys on the Schmoedown show go live at 7. I want to be able to go show our support for them. They're always here for us. You saw Boggs in here earlier. I just Friday's their day. We're just doing this because we really felt like we didn't get to cover it how we wanted to.
And we're not. And I don't want to take away too much from our time, but we're not. This isn't the only show we're talking Schmoedown on tonight.
Yep.
We're gonna do some stuff with the Schmoes of the North later on. I believe 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. So
excited.
So catch us on Schmoes of the North tonight. I believe we have that confirmed. So that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes, we do.
So, yes, season 8, 3 matches a week, 3 pay-per-views a month. But the real kicking point, the real talking point, is awards first week, draft next week of January, and the draft is.
She said rewards early January.
I thought it was like awards and then draft.
Here's why I say this. I think the awards are going to be.
Draft special.
Yeah, draft
the
special.
Free agency special will be the second week. So the draft won't be till a bit off, but still, not me either. So that free agency special is going to be cool. The awards are going to be awesome. Shout out to quick thing about the awards. Shout out to Yodi Award winner Kevin Smets.
Well deserved. I know a lot of people and we should talk about it. A lot of people felt like Nerd Chronic should get it, but Christian made it clear the Yodi is for the on-air personality, so he'll figure something out for Nerd Chronic, and because it is well deserved.
Does deserve a crap ton of love because no one's got me hyped for the Schmoedown this year as much as Nerd Chronic has. So Nerd Chronic, I know people were wanting Knapsack or Makuga. They will get their due. The afternoons will get their due. And the people at the Good People Association will definitely do that. What the hell is Good People Association?
Well, let's talk about that another time.
We'll talk about that off camera. But yes.
But yeah, so if I'm going to guess,
Kevin Smets, shout out.
If I'm making a guess here, because we're supposed to get the draft list the second week of January.
Yes, with because the fan submissions end the second week of January.
But he hasn't said if it's the end of the second week or the beginning of the second week. So
either way, get your stuff in before January. It's the best bet. Just be
So if I'm going to take a guess, I'm guessing we get the. I'm guessing it's the Monday cutoff because that makes sense. Beginning of the second week, yeah. So and I guess that week we're getting the awards, and I think also that week we will get who's going to be in the draft.
Yeah. So essentially, it's everyone who didn't get protected with the 3 after the free agency special.
Yeah.
And then all the fans that they're allowing in from the submissions, which could be a lot.
Not even. I think it's just going to be rookies in general. Because we'll know.
Like Chris Van Fleet, I know Christian confirmed him, which is awesome.
The actor who played the dad Danger, he confirmed him.
Mm-hmm. So rookies, fans, the people who didn't get protected, it's gonna be a stacked ass pool.
Because I'm saying I think that draft list is only going to be rookies because we'll know who's not getting protected via the free agency special.
Sure, I think they'll include those names regardless.
Well, because
are you saying that because you don't want to limit? You don't want to limit like.
Well, one. I think you want to give these newer competitors their moment to shine. Two, you're telling us we're getting the awards early January. I don't think you're dropping it. I don't think you're dropping it the 8th, or maybe no, never mind. I was looking at this. Maybe they drop the awards on the 8th or the 9th.
Yeah, because New Year's Day is a Friday.
Yeah, so maybe the awards drop on the 9th. The cutoff day is the 11th. And
they won't do it during WatCon. I know that.
Yeah,
I can say that for a fact.
Free agent
next weekend though.
Free agent special, I think, will be a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Makes sense.
And then I think we get the following day the draft list.
Okay, yeah, because they got to do the free agency special first, and then they can do the draft list. How big the draft list is, we don't know, and I guarantee we won't know until that day. Because I last I checked, there were over 550 fan submissions.
Yes.
And some people haven't submitted theirs yet. So
no, I have. Just
me. Okay, cool. So I know people still going to do that, and that's awesome. So
I think I think we are going to get some really fun and interesting rookies.
Like aside from Van Fleet.
Yeah, I think people are going to be shocked by some of these fan submissions.
No, and we've been seeing them throughout the Facebook group. Like I mentioned to you before the show started, that I believe her name's Beth May.
Yeah,
she's been a delight to watch in the Facebook group. I saw some other ones. I was at work earlier when I probably shouldn't have been watching Schmoedown submissions. I was watching some of them on the Facebook group. By the way, if you are doing that, good on you. That's a lot of guts.
You're really putting yourself out there.
That's a lot of guts. Like I don't have the guts to do that.
More guts than I have because I want that. Like I feel like
although I might end up doing that after I submit it. I might put it in the Facebook group. And now bring on the heat.
Considering I know what yours is, you really want to do that?
Damn, you're gonna bury me on the program?
Oh no, I'm just saying. Like I know some of the content included in yours. You really gonna take that chance?
What's wrong with my content?
We'll talk. But no, I think we've seen some really interesting. If you're watching, I want you to go into the videos and look at some of these fan submissions because there's some really good ones.
Yeah, like in the group, there are genuinely some really good ones. And I don't, and that's the big question, right? Like we don't know how many people are going to get chosen because there's going to be 600 by the time this thing ends.
We're probably at 600 already. We're probably at 600
yeah,
already.
Who knows? So how many of those are going to be chosen? Did it change because of how many submissions? Is this how many Christian expected? I'm so curious. I have so many questions that we're probably not going to get answers to
until the list comes out.
Until the day of. But so I'm totally expecting the draft list to include names because there might be some people on factions now, or at least that were on factions in season 7 that
aren't going to be involved. Who might not even get drafted.
Exactly. So I would like to see a name of everyone, ranging from who I almost gave away someone I thought was going to be in the draft. Ooh, the new people that they've already announced, a combination of fan submissions and the people who won't make the draft or who aren't picked for the free agency special, 1,000%. And that's what I'm totally expecting, a full list. Like give me a PDF of every single freaking name and bang, I'll be content, and then we'll come on this show and talk about it. Because there will be some surprises, especially how I think it's going to pan out. If it pans out that way, there will be some shocks going into season 8. Season 8 war, and I think
we're going to have some really interesting personalities coming in. That's just me from rookies, Yeah. So
and I'm stoked to see it. But the big question for me is the people who don't make the cut.
Yeah.
Because after looking at it, and again, I don't want to give away too much for next week's show, but after looking at it, like every competitor, the fact is that there's only 8 factions.
Yeah, it really shrinks things down.
Because we were expecting 10.
No, I was still only expecting 9. I was
expecting a crisp 10.
I know you thought the Droogs would be taken over by someone else.
Yes. And
And
I
then
thought the
you're going to
Schmoedown
get
was gonna be
someone.
one.
Yeah, so I get
Yeah.
your logic there.
So I thought it was gonna be 10, like whoever the hell gets the Droogs and then Schmoedown. But now there's only 8, and Christian stayed the cap at or kept the cap at 10. So now you must be real selective, which also makes me pretty happy because now this is a sport.
Well, I think it's going to work
People
out
will
better
not
because-
get picked and they're going to be butthurt.
Well, no. I
True.
think it's going to work out better because I think, unlike people are going to get some burn in play.
Yeah, like now all 10 people will be playing.
Because
yes.
you're having three matches a week. 4 if it's a week of a live event is my guess. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but when you're telling us that we're going to get 3 live events a month and we're going to have a match Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I mean, in my head that's what happens. So,
but season 8 war is going to be so dope. And we'll hype it. We're gonna be hyping it up in the following weeks. Next week, that pre-recorded show, we're not gonna go live. We'll be back live in the new year.
Yep.
Or no, the week after probably.
Week after, yeah. Week after.
Yeah, which is damn near the new year.
Right before WatCon.
That'll be the last thing I do on Watt before WatCon. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Next week, pre-recorded show. We'll try and be in the chats as it happens because of course we want to be there. I want to be there. Matt wants to be there, but we'll see.
Schedules just suck.
Scheduling just came out to be the worst, and it's the holidays. But we are still gonna have a show, so expect that next Wednesday, 5:00 CST, 6:00 EST, and it's gonna be a good time. Yeah. But that's gonna be our show for today.
So signing off, I'm Matt.
And I'm the personality, Chris Anthony Lopez with a K. Congratulations, Corruption! Yeah!
And remember, folks, spin from the reel, not the peg. Have a good night.
See you next week, baby!